There are currently around 87,000 public EV chargers in the UK, but how many of them are actually free? This is my 10-year-old electric car, and it's -1 degrees outside, and we're about to find out. At the start of 2015, there were around 2,283 public chargers available in the UK. And back then, a lot of them were offering free charging because not many electric cars were on the road. In fact, there were around just 12,500 pure battery electric vehicles, so there was about one public charger for every 4 cars. And now there are over 1.7 million battery electric cars in the UK. So now there's about one charger for every 19 cars, and therefore the demand is much higher. So you fast forward that to today, and the number of free chargers that are available are very, very few. So I'm here to find out if there are any left, and if you can plot a road trip where you don't have to pay for charging. Okay, it's currently 9:37 AM, and we've got 1 hour until our first destination where I found a free charger. Let's reset the trip counter and let's go. Okay, I've reset the trip computer. We're on 100%. And let's go to our first destination where I'll tell you more about the challenge. So what about the rules for this challenge? Well, as you saw, I started with 100% at home. The chargers have to be free. I'm not allowed to use my card at all to pay for charging. The chargers have to be in a public place, whether that be a supermarket, a restaurant. I've got 24 hours, so I've got until 9 AM tomorrow morning. And I want to add another rule where I cannot move on from the charger unless I have topped up a little bit and used it for free, providing it's working and everything's okay. So that means if I have to wait in a queue because the demand for the free charger is so much, then so be it. And I'll give you updates throughout the journey to see how far I've gone, how the charger is, where it is, how it works, and if I've successfully charged for free. And of course, most importantly, what the conditions are. I've got 45 minutes until my first destination, so I'll give you an update when I get there and how exactly I found these chargers. Okay, we're about 10 minutes from the destination and we're just going through lovely countryside in the UK here, and I am on 41%. Unfortunately, there was a road closed, so I'm taking a lot longer of a journey than I would like. And I've done 30 miles now. Now, unfortunately, with this car, and it's not the same with modern electric cars, but because it's 10 years old, it only does 80 miles on a single charge in the summer. So that's probably close to 60 in the 0, 1, 2 degrees that we're getting today. And so I'm really relying on this charger being available when I get there. Okay, we are 2 minutes away. Now what I'm really hoping is the electric car in front of me does not have the same agenda as me, and gonna go and plug in for free at this place that I'm going to now. Oh, I think they might be. Ooh, let's just hope not. This will be interesting to see if it actually works, if it's available, and if I can charge. Good, they're not going the same way. Thank God for that. Is the charger available? Where is the charger? Nope. Oh no, there's 2 people there using it, as I imagined that it would be. So what do I do now? Both chargers are being used. No, I need the charge. So this might be the first problem I get today, in the fact that this car is plugged in and this car is plugged in. Here are the free chargers. No one's inside them, so I can't ask when they're going to be finished or anything like that, so I assume they're in the shop. It's a lovely peaceful place, but charger's being used, so I'll just wait here for a bit. So there's not much I can do here except wait until the charge is available and until the owners come back. But I was just having a look, and the Jaguar I-Pace isn't even charging, and this is a plug-in hybrid as well. So neither of them are going to be much needed for a top-up of the battery because, well, one of them's already done and this one's just a plug-in hybrid. So now sometimes I do wonder why I do these videos, because I'm sat in a car park in a supermarket waiting for a charger I've been here for 1 hour and 15 minutes now, and there's no indication of anyone unplugging their car and driving off. So I thought this might be the case where it would be so popular, or there'd be some kind of, like, I don't know, someone taking advantage of it, that I wouldn't be able to charge. Because, well, as far as I can understand, this plug-in hybrid that's next to me now, this Volvo, is still charging because the green light is flashing. But the other one, even when I arrived, the I-Pace looked like it already was fully charged. So I'm wondering if there's a way that I can unplug that. I don't know what the etiquette is, But if I can unplug that and use my car, charge my car, either following the cable round to here or waiting for someone else to leave that side so I can reach the cable over. But it's very interesting how it's taken an hour and 15 minutes and there's no one even notably coming back to unplug their car. Now, despite that, there is a 2-hour limit. So unless there's someone here that works here that's just plugged in and they're allowed to do that, I don't know, but no indication of anyone leaving. So I might go and speak to a manager or someone in there if they have any more insight as to who is charging and if I can plug in, please, because I'm doing this challenge now and I need to charge before I leave, basically. And I've only got a certain amount of time limit on this car park. So yeah, let's see what the situation is, I think, and then go from there. Now, the next charger is about 27 miles away, but I've only got 32 miles of range and it's on the motorway. So that range will be depleted on the motorway. And I'm really interested to see if I can make it, but I don't want to give up on this challenge yet. I don't know what to do. But then something amazing happened. And just like that, I can't believe it. I was just trying to source another charger nearby that was free by calling the venue up to see if they were allowing me to charge for free, but they didn't allow me to charge for free. And whilst I was on the phone with them, this space became available. The guy just unplugged his car. And so all of a sudden it became available. Now, I'm taking a risk here, but hopefully this is going to pay off because I can then just top up a little bit to then get to my next destination. Much more modern electric cars will go much further than this, so you won't have the same problem that I do. But we're plugged in and charging. It's exciting. What are we on? We've done 33 miles and we're on 44% and there's 34 miles of range. So I'll just stay for 5 more minutes to top up a little bit more and then we'll head to our next destination. Okay, so I've topped up a tiny bit here because I've run out of time. And so let's go to our next destination now, which is 28 miles away and 40 minutes away. And I think my car was on 41% and now it's on 48. So I've topped up 7% in this 2 hours that I was here. Anyway, let's go to our next destination where hopefully it'll be a bit more successful because there are 4 charges instead of just 2. We can do this, I've got faith, especially with the next destination having 4 charges instead of 2. I think that guy who was just unplugging as I was leaving, basically, had been there just before I arrived. So he'd been there for the full 2 hours, which is incredible how close it was. But it's all about luck with these things as well. So let's be more lucky on the next one. But we achieved it. I successfully topped up about 6-7%. Okay, we're almost at the second charging stop now where I found a free charger. Hopefully we can find that this one is much more successful. I'm actually only on 19% battery and 16 miles of range. Now, obviously my electric car's old, so would get that, but it is quite low. Okay, we are 3 minutes away, 1 mile away, and hopefully there's one available, 1 of 4. That's all I need, 1/4 of them to be available. Oh, there's a nice boat. Oh, come on, please. Oh, I don't know, still don't know. There's a big van in the way, which isn't good if they're... Is there one? Yes! 3 hours whilst charging only. We are here, yes, come on. It's free, it's available. Okay, we're plugged in and just like that, we are charging. That is awesome. There's 4 chargers here available, which is cool. Yes, second stop successful. Let's go and charge and let's go and get some bits that I need in Sainsbury's. And I'm just about to tell you about how I actually got this charger and how I found it online, because it took a while. Right, okay, let's give you an update before it gets too dark. It's been about 2 hours now and we've charged up to 82%, which is really cool, from about 17%. So that's good for 71 miles according to my dashboard. And yeah, it's 3 hours you're allowed here. So we've still got an hour left, which could probably take it to 100% to be honest. But I'm going to leave soon to the next destination because, well, it's getting dark really quickly and I need to move on. Remember, we're doing a challenge to get as far as possible, so let's see how many miles I can do for free. Let me tell you more about how I've found these for free. Basically, it was a long process to work out which chargers are actually free. So for that, I used ZapMap and I filtered it for free to use chargers, but I eliminated any ones that were on workspaces. So that basically ruled out any kind of businesses and anything that might be gated, so I wouldn't be able to access. And based on the back of that, I looked at Sainsbury's. There were a few Sainsbury's, so my first stop was Sainsbury's Dursley, and the second stop here is Sainsbury's in Portishead. So I've travelled 60 miles from home, and I also used the PodPoint app to work out if they were actually free, because you can't filter free to use on the PodPoint app, but you can find the ones on ZapMap and then double check and cross-reference it on the PodPoint app to 100% confirm that they're free. Because also other ones that were outside of the PodPoint app, it was very hard to determine if they were free or not, because you either had to contact the individual venue or the place, or there was an app that I've never heard of, or the network wasn't available anymore, or the issue with ZapMap is that it's not updated very frequently. So yeah, there were free chargers on there, but when I did the research, they actually didn't come up as free. So you really need to be careful with apps like ZapMap before you go and decide that you want to do this same trip, because not all EV chargers are free. Even on ZapMap, they're advertised as free. So be sure to be careful when you do that. So let's keep going. It's 5 minutes to 4. Got about 16 hours left. Obviously, I need to stay somewhere overnight as well, which I will find out later if it does actually have free charging, because I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, let's see what we do, and I'll let you know how we're getting on as we leave this destination. Okay, we are now 48 minutes away from our next destination. I've just finished charging here, 88% for free, which is cool. So make sure you're spending money as a customer as well. Okay, let's go to our next destination. Thank you, free charger.
A few moments later.
So I just had another successful charge. I'm actually at 100%, which is really cool. And I have just found this place, basically in the middle of nowhere in a small village, but they don't want to be necessarily associated with offering free charging. So I won't tell you where I am, but they offered me free charging, and in exchange I had dinner there. So I spent money on dinner, but essentially I got, £15 free charging. So this is really good. So far we are on 82.6 miles, we're on 100%, and let's go to my final stop for the night, which is my hotel. Now we've got about a 65-mile journey left before the end of the night, and so I'll give you an update for when we get there at the hotel, which hopefully offers free charging. So this is me arriving about 1 hour and a half later at the hotel with about 0% battery, and this is where it all goes a bit sour. Okay, it's now the next morning, and let me give you an update as to what happened last night. So I had another destination that I could have charged at, and I chose not to. It was a pub, and I decided to go all the way to my hotel, which is where I'm at now. And I turned up and I asked reception, after calling them in advance saying, do you have an EV charger? Is it free for use for customers? And they said yes. And I got here and they said, yeah, the chargers are over there, but ultimately they are not free for use. So this is the end of the challenge, and here's the route I would have taken if these were free, but as they are not, the journey ends here. If you've got a car with a much bigger range and much larger battery pack, then you'll be able to make this journey easily, no problem at all. But as this is limited and 10 years old and only cost me £2,000, this is how far I've got. So yeah, I did quite well. If you look at the total mileage now, so I did a total of 147.5 miles, and I'll show you that now on the screen. As you can see, 147.5 miles. I've arrived with no battery, and yeah, need to charge ASAP. So thanks so much for watching. Watch this video next, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.